The era of good feelings was an important period in the political history of the United States that represented a sense of national purpose and a desire for unity among Americans after the events of the War of 1812. Although the conclusion of the war was more of a stalemate, Andrew Jackson's victory at the Battle of New Orleans made the American people believe that the US had actually won the war. As a result, national pride was at its max.
The establishment of the Monroe Doctrine further improved American morale, which essentially consolidated the US's power over the New World, despite being so much younger compared to the other countries. What the Monroe Doctrine said was that the European powers must stay out of the Americas, otherwise they will face the US, but this is mainly targeted towards England. This was a very significant moment in American history since it was the first time the US had the capability to reinforce their threats against Britain. Americans were proud to be called an American after winning the War of 1812, or so they were made to believe. They felt secure and began to enjoy a national booming economy due to Henry Clay's American system.
This period of time was also known for having political unity. The Federalist Party had collapsed, leaving the Democratic Republicans to be the only political faction. The Federalist Party actually had been losing popularity for quite some time prior to its collapse. They had opposed Jefferson's very popular Louisiana Purchase, seeing it as too expensive and unnecessary. The passage of the Alien and Sedition Acts also did not help their case, and also contributed to their loss of power. Two more events that led to their demise was the Hartford Convention, where the Federalists threatened to secede from the Union, and the election of 1816, where James Monroe, defeated Federalist Rufus King in a huge landslide, marking the last time a Federalist would run for president.
While all this was going on, a religious revival known as the Second Great Awakening was also taking place. Churches experienced an increase in membership due to the religious sermons happening around the US. These sermons featured salvation ideas over predestination, where people who were morally good were able to change where they went to when they died. Many moral issues were taking place too, such as the women's temperance movement. Women were trying to combat the amount of alcohol in the US and how their husbands would come home drunk all the time. This, in combination with the moral issues derived by the Second Great Awakening, caused the US to become unified in one great moral movement.
The combination of all of these things caused an evident rise in patriotism and nationalism, and much more support for a stronger federal government. The desire to keep states separate was significantly reduced, and the necessity of a federal government for national unity was clear.